Hello there, John McCarthy here at the Lakes Country Club driving range, and I'd like to talk a little bit today about something that is really important when it comes to creating a proper golf swing. And I think it's something that's so simple that a lot of golfers tend to glaze over it. Another reason for this tip today is that there are a lot of golfers that have a misconception about this particular subject, and what I'm talking about today is proper alignment. Now, there are the initials PGA, and I always focus on those three initials when I'm giving a lesson, and it's a way for me to remember three very important things, which are posture, grip, and alignment. The third being the A, the alignment. That's what we're going to talk about today. So in the course of giving golf lessons, it's very common for me to see with amateurs that they have a misconception when it comes to alignment. So what I'd like to do today is talk about alignment and show you exactly what proper alignment is. I've played golf for a long time, and when I was a kid, I had the opportunity to learn the fundamentals, right? And in the golf swing, it's so important that we take our time with the fundamentals. If you think about it, like building a house, when you build a house, you have to lay a foundation for that house, concrete foundation. Now, if that foundation is crooked or tilting, or there's some deficiency in the foundation, the rest of the house that you build is going to be off. It's going to be wrong. There's going to be something wrong with that house. Same thing in the golf swing. One of those fundamentals or foundational things that we need to pay attention to is alignment. So if your alignment is off, then the rest of your golf swing is going to become a compensation. So it's a lot easier to swing the golf club when we're properly aligned. So I'm going to show you what proper alignment is, just to clear this whole subject up. So if you come to the driving range, you'll notice here at the lakes we have some lines that kind of define the tee box here. And these lines may not set up perfectly perpendicular to your target line, right? We have these nice flags out here, target flags that you can hit to. So I always tell my students when they're coming to practice that you should always hit towards a target, right? But not just hit towards it, you should do it with proper alignment, because the tee box, both on the range or the golf course, it may not be aiming exactly down the middle of the fairway or exactly at the target that you intend to hit at. So when you're practicing here on the range, you can use a couple of tools that I like to use, and those are alignment sticks. Now, you don't necessarily need these fancy $5 sticks. You can use a couple of clubs to do this. So what is proper alignments? Okay, so if we look at this golf ball here, this golf ball, the target line is what dictates our entire setup. That's where we start. We always start with identifying the target line. So what is the target line? The target line starts at the golf ball, and it's an imaginary line that starts here and runs right through my target. In this case, it's going to be the blue flag stick down there. So we want to imagine a straight line from the golf ball to the blue flag. And so I'll try to set this stick up more or less pointing at that blue flag right about there. So some people think this target line, well, if I point my feet at the target, then oh, I'm lined up properly. I'm here to tell you today that that is not correct. There are two lines here that we need to really identify to get properly set up. So the first one being the target line. The second one is actually going to be a line that's parallel to that target line, and I'll get behind it here to straighten them up. That one looks pretty good. This one can come over. More or less we're on line there. So I always like to think of this as railroad tracks. When I teach juniors, I always ask them, do you know what train tracks are? Do you know what a train is? Yes, they all know what it is. So when we're trying to get this golf shot to the target line, we've got to get the train to the station. And I like to think about railroad tracks. So this outside stick here is the target line. It starts at the golf ball, goes right through the flag. That's where the club head is going to swing through and down the line. The other track, which is the inside track, that's going to be where my body stands, right? My feet are going to stand on the inside track, and I'm going to swing down the outside track. So this is what proper alignment is. I'm actually standing on a line parallel to the target line, which if this went all the way down to the target, it would actually run slightly left of the flag stick. So I don't ever want to point my feet right at the flag, my knees, my hips, my shoulders. If I do that, I'm skewing my target over to the right. And if I skew my target over to the right, then I have to compensate to get that club back over and around and swinging down the target line. So always identify that target line first. That's where the club is going to swing. And then I'm going to stand on the inside track, which is parallel to that target line. So it's much easier to make a good proper golf swing as I come through if I'm properly aligned. Again, if I'm off in any slight way, left or right, then I have to make just the perfect loop and compensation to get this club moving back towards the target line. A lot easier if I just set square, parallel to my target line, then I can make a nice easy swing and get the train to the station. Something like this. So you can practice a really good foundation to your house by understanding what proper alignment is and incorporating it into your practice and into your golf game on the course. Thank you.